And we are still in the early part of the season, so teams are still looking to find their rhythm. We are live here in the Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan City in the province of Laguna as we continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. For our games today, first set of three was between Quezon City and Bulacan. Second set of three is between Biñan Tatak and Las Piñas Isa Botanica. But in between is 21 and under action first, this time between the home team Biñan Tatak and the ICC Bluehawks Rosario Batangas. So good afternoon, everybody. The name is Cho Pangilinan, still covering the action with Coach Noy Africa. So good afternoon, Coach. Definitely exciting and perhaps more physical type of basketball ahead of us.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, a very interesting matchup. Biñan Tatak looking to debut with a rousing win while itong ang Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks looking to bounce back from that opening, their first game loss against the Zamboanga Sikat.
And since na-mention mo na nga, Coach, pag-usapan natin yun nga, 78-75, a heartbreaking 3-point loss. ICC Bluehawks falling to Zamboanga Sikat.
Yeah, that's right. And for Rosario, even if they came out with a loss in that first game, they had 4 players scoring in double digits, most notably William Triste, who finished with 24 points. And then you've got John Sinido finishing with 20 points in that game. Serwin Laran, 12.6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Joshua Bulante with 10 points in that game.
And hopefully the William Triste's efforts will be enough to carry ICC Bluehawks Rosario Batangas into a win today. Pero pag-usapan naman natin itong debuting Biñan Tatak. Ano ba yung may expect natin sa kanila? Sinong players ba sa tingin mo ang pwede na nating abangan?
Well, for the Biñan Tatak, of course, owned by the Vice Mayor Jel Alonte, kanilang head coach Almer Almazora, and team consultant Denok Miranda. And pretty much that gives us a clue kung ano yung core nitong team na to. It's the core of this team is the FEU Diliman team with some homegrown players, and apparently the player to watch out for, Luke Felipe, who plays for the FEU Baby Tamaraws.
And yeah, and definitely gonna be a thrilling game for Biñan, lalo na they're playing in their home court here in the Alonte Sports Arena. So there you have it, guys. There's the theme of our ball game. Let's waste no time further. Let's turn it over now to Mr. Denzel Santiago, our venue announcer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Junior MPBL fans. Welcome to Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan City, Laguna. This is your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Z-League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. The basketball action continues between the 21 under of Rosario Batangas, ICC Bluehawks, and Biñan Tatak. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, it's time to meet the starters from your Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks. Guard number 25, John Red Sandiendo. Also guard number 5, William Carissa. Forward number 22, Mark Apepe. Also forward number 15, Joshua Bolance. Playing center number 0, Servin Lavan. And coach of Rosario ICC Bluehawks, Ogi Gumatsay, assisted by Paul De La Cruz. Dino Gumatsay, team manager Marco Agana. Team owner, Mayor Leovildo Borpe. Vice Mayor Atanako Zara. Team consultant, Byron Batsad, Bernard Clemente. And now, it's time to meet the starters from your Biñan Tatak. Guard number 17, Angelo Alonce. Also guard number 29, John Patrick Pamelo. Also forward number 25, Kurt Bacalinsal. Forward number 21, Kurt Russell Nokiao. Playing center number 96, Luke Lester Felipe. And coach of Biñan Tatak, Mark Arsola. assisted by Raul Ponsolion, Team Manager Almer Almazora, Team Owner Vice Mayor Jel Alonso.
Our Dorite Bola ng Pinoy team starters for Rosario Batangas. We have Siniedo, Triste, Apepe, Bolante, and Laran. Ito namang Biñan, Alonte, Panelo, Makalintal, Nokiao, and Felipe. Once again in this 21 and under action. And a quick recap, itong ICC Bluehawks unfortunately losing to Zamboanga Sikat in their last game where the William Triste did all the work, or actually did almost all the work. Ito namang Biñan debuting today in their home court, so hopefully, they'll end this one in good fashion as first possession of the game belonging to the homeowners. So right now we're in our technically the fourth game of the day. Meanwhile, Makalintal, no good that time on that sequence. Meanwhile, Apepe sends it out to William Triste for three. And he won't hit the rebound by Biñan.
Well, like we said, we expect this to be a lot more physical and much quicker pace here to be played by these two teams.
Definitely for the first couple of seconds, that's already been the vibe, as that shot was missed by Luke Felipe. In the meantime, ICC having possession. Siniedo attacks. Siniedo unable to escape for two. On the other side, or rather on the same side, that's going to be an offensive board. That is Serwin Laran going to the free throw line, possibly for the first 2 points of this ballgame.
That offensive rebound opportunity created by that aggressive drive for Rosario ICC Bluehawks.
First one is no good for Serwin Laran. Second one on its way. He will go 0 out of 2. Still no points scored in our game. In the meantime, Panelo, that was a no-look pass to his big guy inside, but that is foiled.
Yeah, fooled everyone, including his teammate. Not expecting that pass. Would have been an open shot there for Nokiao.
Meanwhile, ICC Bluehawks, Rosario Batangas having possession. Triste has the leather, sends it to Apepe. One-hander, won't good for him. Last touch on the blue shirt, so possession with the homeowners, Biñan.
So far, a minute and a half has gone by. Still no points for both teams.
Here comes Panelo. Now it's Felipe. They cross it half court, they fire from deep, and they send that one home courtesy of Arthur Alonte.
The early offense finding an open teammate, Alonte able to knock it down from three.
You have the same last name as the arena, perhaps you
home
have
court.
that shooting touch. Literal na home
Literal
court.
home court.
Meanwhile, Siniedo will power his way inside for the first 2 points of Rosario.
I like how these two guards of Rosario, Siniedo and Triste, very aggressive attacking the paint.
Meanwhile, 1 point lead for Biñan. Panelo. It's inside Makalintal. He will lose the leather, picked up by Apepe. And here comes Triste. He gives it to his teammate. Good passing. Apepe the spin. And he'll get fouled. 2 freebies coming up for number 22 of Rosario. That is Mark Apepe.
Well, you can see the skill level at this division at the 21 and under MPBL, Junior MPBL D-League. You can see right on the patch, was able to spin and able to fish for the foul.
And so far, almost 3 minutes gone by in our first period as we're seeing Coach Ogie Gomatay leading the ICC Bluehawks, hopefully to a win today. Of course, representing Rosario Batangas.
And if I'm not mistaken, Ogie Gomatay used to play for the UP Fighting Maroons mid to late 90s. Wala ka pa yata nun, Cho.
You'd know. Meanwhile, Rosario Batangas able to give themselves a 1 point gap as Panelo brings it down for Biñan. High pass It's still with Biñan, Makalintal, back to Panelo up top. That was intended inside to Felipe. But last touch on the blue shirts, possession staying with Biñan. Panelo sends it to the corner, Alonte for three. Second three-pointer of the game for Arthur Alonte.
And no surprise there, as we said. He is playing in his home court.
Not a team home court, only his own home court.
His own home court.
Meanwhile, it's now a 2-point lead for Biñan after that 3-point bomb. And they get a hold of the ball. Nokyao hands it off to the cutting Felipe, but that is foiled. Still won't fall. Third time's the charm though for Luke Felipe.
Very athletic and very resilient is Felipe, able to rebound his own miss.
So make that now a 2-possession, 4-point lead for Biñan. Triste, nowhere to go, drops it. Now it's Mark Apepe at the low post. That's going to be a foul called on Biñan.
A little too aggressive there for the outsized, but not outmatched Makalintal, trying to contain Apepe in the post.
So 14 seconds to shoot. Looks like Bolante will be the one to bring it out from the baseline. So far, 3 team fouls already on the name of Biñan. That is out of bounds. Once again, it's in the hands of Rosario Batangas. 13 seconds to shoot on the side of Rosario Batangas. Bolante trying to find Apepe, but finds Siniedo. That won't end up with a bucket. Panelo has it. We're hitting the 6-minute mark, or rather have hit already the 6-minute mark of our first period. Felipe attacks. Felipe off the glass. That's good for the big guy.
Felipe, whenever he's facing the basket, a tough matchup here for Rosario, showing that he has the athleticism and the handles to attack.
Meanwhile, on the other side, ICC moving the ball around. Mark Apepe will lose the leather. And Biñan quick to punish Rosario Batangas from their mistakes.
Panelo with the easy 2 points, a great outlet pass off that turnover. Easy 2 points, lead up to 8.
Indeed, an 8-point lead, and more importantly, a big margin, a more than comfortable margin, as we're near the 5-minute mark of our first period. 12-4, Nature Spring timeout is called.
There were lots of changes in building itong team Biñan Tatak Gel. Kaya yung late participation nila, it also resulted to some delays or some lesser na naging preparations nga. Well, there's no expectations yet for this team, pero para nga sa coaches, itong composition ng team nila, mixture of players coming from FU Diliman, 2 players from Olivares College, a player from CEU Malolos, and most of them na nga homegrown players. Although halo-halo nga sila, they still want to put up a good fight on this game and just really enjoy. Oh, this time pa nga lang daw sila magkakapaan. Balik muna sa inyo, Choi, Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. And indeed, itong Biñan Tatak Gel, the home owners, ironically, even though being the home team, sila pa yung very diverse, you know, very unfamiliar with each other, at least for now.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, you would say initially they're here to enjoy the game, but once those competitive juices start to flow, they're still always gonna want to win as much as they can.
You know, these guys, you know, they're definitely near to 21 years old. So, pag mas matanda, coach, mas lalong, if I'm not mistaken, mas competitive yung dating eh.
Ako hindi naman masyado.
Not in all cases pala.
Whenever you use the word matanda, medyo naapektuhan kasi ako. So be careful with your words, Mr. Pangilinan.
Sorry, Coach Noy. I'll just say wise.
Wise,
Pwede,
yeah.
pwede naman.
Seasoned.
Even deeper word, season. Sige. as we're having a very seasoned battle right here in the 21 and under division. So far it's 12-4. The attack by Felipe, that's no good. Triste grabs the board and quick to bring it down. To William Triste, the spin, the drop, and ends up with a conversion courtesy of number 0, that is Laran.
And right now, that's something that you want Rosario to try and impose their inside game, as most of their points have come from the inside.
So far it's a 12-point, or rather a 6-point lead. And Biñan having 12 points, Rosario Batangas has 6. Meanwhile, Felipe outside. He attacks, sends it outside, Nokia from deep, and that won't hit. Triste, another rebound for him. Triste almost losing it. No good from Siniedo, another try. First 2 points of the game for the William Triste.
And it's the guards of Rosario getting their points inside.
Meanwhile, that was a good wrap-around move coming from Panelo, but unable to finish. 2 freebies coming up for number 29, Panelo of Biñan.
Well, I've been trying to watch Panelo play earlier, but again, you're seeing here those rebounds, those offensive rebounds coming from the guards of ICC Bluehawks. And Panelo, I've been watching him. You know, you like how he confidently handles the basketball, always keeps his head up, and low-key, may some semblance of flash with the way he's playing.
And hopefully he can help his team get their first win in their first game today. Again, we're seeing coach, or at least we saw, the head coach of this Biñan Tatak Gel.
Well, during the pre-game, yung in-announce ating game announcer, Mark Arzola, being the head coach, but I believe he's probably in a assistant coaching capacity here for Biñan. Of course, he is part of the Biñan program in the, I believe in the 16 under.
I think he is the head coach of the 14 and 16. So perhaps he's preparing for his game later. Kaya ngayon, someone else is taking his place. But right now, Biñan looking good. They have a 5-point lead. As Panelo, again, just like what you said, confidently bringing down the basketball. And 15 to shoot for them. Felipe hands it off. Arthur Alonte has 2 3-pointers to his name. Panelo this time. Tough shot in and out, as he tried to get a foul, but no call from our officials.
Well, he is trying to look for a foul, but the referee is not having any of it. He was trying to initiate the contact, and that's why the referees did not call the foul.
Meanwhile, quick pass. Inside, Angot tried to muscle his way through, but that's going to be an overextension of the elbow.
And also, of course, when you lead with the shoulder, when you lead with the elbow, that's always going to be an offensive foul.
So make that still a 5-point lead for Biñan Tatak Gel. So far, 3 team fouls, or rather already 4 on the side of Biñan and 2 only on the side of Rosario Batangas, and that's a bucket for the Bluehawks.
And that's something that you'd like to see here for the Bluehawks. They do have supposedly the chemistry advantage against Biñan, and you see right there that backdoor play, well read and easy 2 points.
Arthur Alonte hands it off to John Patrick Panelo. Sends it inside, Angot, nowhere to go. Back to Felipe outside, it's Panelo, 3-point attempt. And that's no shot clock violation since it hit the rim. Meanwhile, it's still with them, Angot. They have 7 seconds to shoot. Felipe, though, will get called.
Called for the carry.
So it's now just down to a 3-point lead as we're approaching the final minute of our first period. So a couple of substitutions for both teams actually right here. But still seems like Rosario's John Red Siniedo still not taking a rest so far in this ball game. As well as itong si Serwin Lara, number 0. Meanwhile, Siniedo. Good ball movement. Renoga sends it inside. They almost lose the leather. They continue to do so, but last touch called on Biñan sa angot. So Rosario Batangas has 10 seconds on the shot clock. 43 seconds remaining on the game clock. Meanwhile, Rionoga, that is no good. Perhaps that was a pass. But Angot, quick to bring it down to the other side, drops it to his teammate, ends up with a conversion.
And that was most definitely a pass, a great find there by Angot.
That was Nico Lara converting for Biñan. And it's now a 5-point lead for them as there's just 19 seconds remaining. Tough pass, still with them. One-hander, that's good for Rosario's number 2. That is Tabuena. On the other side, time is running out, but still able to convert is Angot. And that'll be it for the first period. It's 17-12. It's a 5-point gap as it's Biñan, Tatak Gel, the home team, able to give themselves a first quarter lead. And we'll return for the start of our second period. As once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. It's 17-12, 5-point gap in favor of the homeowners Biñan, Tatak Gel, as we approach the start of our second quarter. And so far it has been Arthur Angelo Alonte leading the charge on the side of Biñan with 2 3-pointers. That's good for 6 points. On the other side naman, Triste, Laran and Pepe, 2 points each. So here comes Rosario Batangas, hoping to have a better quarter. Rionoga being harassed by Angot. A more physical quarter perhaps we're seeing right now. And Lara able to receive it. He attacks, tough shot. He won't get it to fall. And possession going back to Rosario Batangas.
A little force right there by Lara, and they will eventually turn the ball over. Another opportunity here for Rosario to inch closer.
Rosario Batangas. They fire for 3, and that is good courtesy of Tabuan.
That's the 5th point now for Tabuena. Cuts the lead down to just 2 points.
1 minute gone by. Lara has it. Angot. Up top. Nowhere to go. Sends it to his teammate. And no good from Lara. Tabuena grabs the board. Tabuena almost losing it. Triste dives for the basketball. Tabuena try to dive for it as well. But looks like Rosario Batangas will retain possession.
Well, Rosario really needs to be careful with the basketball, as the Biñan Tatak Gel really good at reading those passing lanes.
Meanwhile, to William Triste against Angot. Still with Triste. Oh, drop pass. Good find to Luistro.
That's what you like about playmakers who can get inside the paint. Always a threat to score. Opens up the ability for them to set up their teammates.
And more importantly, it's a tied ball game at 17 takes to that Luistro bucket. Meanwhile, a steal right here by Tabuena. Andrew Tabuena is running. Tabuena, basket, and 1 for him.
Well, the second 5 of Rosario has been a spark for them, especially these guys. Tabuena now with 7 points in the game.
Pound for pound fitness foul, counted move as Andrew Tabuena continues the play after the whistle. And right now, let's turn it over to Miss Daphne Cristobal for a report.
leading the ICC Bluehawks in their NCRA back-to-back championship title and looking to create a remarkable impression in the Junior MPBL D-League. Head coach Augie Gumata is all set to bounce back from their previous opening loss. Earlier, he was detailed in sharing how his team collapsed in the final 40 seconds of the game, which he thinks was all because of how their process or how they are still processing and trying to be cohesive as a team. That early setback meant closing out the game with more authority and wanting it more. Will we see that, Cho and Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Daphne. And we'll talk about what Daphne reported after this timeout. But first, that the William Triste climbing up the ladder for that gorgeous lay-in. And more importantly, able to give themselves a 4-point lead. 7:24 remaining in the second. Nature Spring timeout called. Back to the action right here after that Nature Spring timeout. 21-17, 4-point gap in favor of Rosario Batangas. And Coach Noy, about what Daphne said in her report, you know, it's still early in the season. This is just the second game of Rosario Batangas. I think, you know, we can excuse them at least a little bit for their lapses during their last game.
Well, for some teams, you know, it's better to lose early than lose late, where you won't be able to process it properly and be able to make the adjustments. And you know, that's a good wake-up call for the two-time NCRAA champions, as you're seeing that this is a different league, and you're pretty much starting fresh here. And those losses, in the long run, whatever you learn from those will definitely benefit this team.
Definitely, the sky is the limit for these boys, or perhaps these men of Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks. But so far in this game, they have a 4-point lead. Meanwhile, Biñan having possession, a couple of new faces on their side as there's 8 seconds left to shoot for them. Tria will fire from deep, and that won't hit as Angot try to save it. He does, but seems to have stepped out of bounds.
Just running out of space. So after that very quick start from Biñan, I believe leading 12-4, it has been all Rosario from then on now with a 4-point lead.
So far, leading the charge for Rosario Batangas is Andrew Tabuena. Meanwhile, Ayong will fire from deep. That won't hit. Triste tried to battle for the board, but Biñan getting a hold of it, and Lara touchdown on that big-time Angot pass.
And if you're Biñan Tatak Gel, you want to force turnovers and get out in transition. Seemingly a slight speed advantage for them.
Meanwhile, Luistro seems to have slipped to the floor. Looks like 2 free throws coming up for him.
We have a new cameraman under the rim. That's Big Boss Alex taking a quick breather.
Mukhang delikado pala yung trabaho ng cameraman.
Okay, okay na ako dito sa gilid.
Imbis na foam yung sumalo, ikaw yung sasalo.
And especially here in the 21 under the Junior MPBL D-League, pag nabagsakan ka nitong mga to, papatawag na tayo ng medic.
Actually, 14 under pa lang. We're seeing, what, 6+ footers.
Well, we were seeing 14 under players earlier trying to put the ball down with two-handed slams.
And we were, you know,
wondering if the
exactly.
rims were lower. And apparently it's not.
We were questioning ourselves, tayo ba yung mali? Diba? Tarang tayo yata yung mali, coach.
Tingin ko nga tayo yung mali.
But as of right now, Rosario Batangas managing a 3-point lead under 6 minutes remaining. Peralta, now to Felipe, back to Peralta up top. Peralta will fire from deep, and that won't hit rim. Meanwhile, Rosario Batangas Ayong saving it. Sends it inside. What a find. Triste. Thought about the three against Angot. Triste attacks. Sends it outside once again. Ayong from deep. Gets it to go.
Well, they've been trying to set up Ayong for that three-pointer, and that's why he can knock it down from outside.
Meanwhile, Biñan trying to respond as quick as possible. They fade away. That is good. Courtesy of Nico Lara.
Right now, Biñan needs to find their rhythm as Rosario Batangas looks like they found theirs.
Laran has the basketball. Will hand it off to Ayong. Will fire another three. Unable to hit it. A rebound right here by Angot. He wastes no time. He sends it out. Picked up by Lara. It'll be fouled on his way to the cup. 2 freebies coming up for Nico Lara.
Nico Lara has shown that he will aggressively attack that basket when he has the opportunity. Able to fish for a foul as Panelo will check back in. He was instrumental in running the offense early for Biñan.
So far, Nico Lara has 4 points to his name. And his first freebie is no good. So far, it's still Arthur Alonte leading the charge for Biñan with 6 points. As we're seeing on our screens, or previously saw in our screens, Coach Maca Arzola, supposedly listed as the head coach of this squad. Pero mukhang ngayon pa lang siya tumayo, Coach. Because maybe di na sila lamang kaya kailangan na niya tumayo. It looks like Biñan means business. Meanwhile, Triste will rise up for a three. And that rolls out of the rim, but Laran turns garbage into gold.
Well, because it was Felipe trying to close out on Triste on that three-pointer. No one there to box out Laran on the inside the paint.
Meanwhile, Angot inside the paint sends it outside. Tria almost lost the leather, but a foul going to be called on Rosario's number 15, Bulante.
Joshua Bulante had a good debut for ICC, finishing with 10 points and 2 rebounds.
And as of right now, no more fouls to give on the side of Rosario Batangas. And there's still 4 minutes remaining in our first half. Nonetheless, the show must go on as Angot sends it out. Mid-range jumper, no good. And here comes Laran. Quick to bring it down. He attacks, drops it to Ayong. Another conversion for Rosario Batangas.
The early offense getting some easy baskets is Rosario. Same goes for Biñan on the other end.
Biñan is just too fast to the point where you couldn't even finish what you were saying. Meanwhile, on the other side, another answer. This time, it's Rosario Batangas' Laran. And one opportunity for him, and more importantly, extending the lead right here to 7. A chance to make it 8.
Both teams now trying to attack the paint.
Pound for pound fitness foul, counted move. Once again, that is Rosario Serwin Laran. Bonus freebie on its way. And no good for the young man. Over 3 minutes remaining in our first half. Panelo, good pass to Nokiao. Reverse lane, won't fall. Good defense from Bulante. And meanwhile, Bulante, also a good pass from him. And Laran will finish the fast break play.
And Laran has been making a living of those transition baskets. Now with 8 points in the game.
Meanwhile, Nico Lara off the glass. Disoriented shot is good.
A little wild, but when that ball goes in, you know, really the difference between a good shot and a bad shot sometimes it's just making it.
Meanwhile, it's out of bounds. Possession going to the side of the homeowners, Biñan. Right now it's 33 to 26, 7-point gap. Rosario Batangas on top as they're playing defense right now. Panelo to Lara, back to Panelo. Felipe asking for it, but it's still with Panelo. Elbow jumper won't fall. They try to get it back. He will. No look pass to Felipe. Fade away off the glass. Almost, but not quite.
I'd like to put the ball in the hands of Felipe here as Biñan starting to have a little difficulty on the offensive end.
Triste rising up for a three, and that is short. Felipe grabs a hold of the leather. Felipe wasting no time. Felipe, touchdown for him.
I feel like Felipe being forced to play out of position, playing the big here for Biñan, but you can see in the open court, he can finish.
And with that bucket coming from Luke Felipe, he cuts the lead to just 5. Let's take another look on this coast-to-coast move by the big guy. Doesn't matter if you're big, you can definitely handle the basketball, as it's a nature spring timeout called right here. Back to the action right here on our screens. We're seeing no other than the team owner of Biñan Tatak Gel, Vice Mayor Jel Alonte. Thank you very much for lending us this venue, of course, the Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan City in Laguna. And of course, again, for supporting your team, the Biñan Tatak Gel, who currently is trailing by 5, but still under 2 minutes remaining in our second period.
And of course, the executive director of the junior MPBL, J.R. Navarro, wearing the Eddie Jones jersey. Hindi mo na naman kilala, no?
Alam mo, LeBron James jersey, because 6 na Lakers. But right now, still a 5-point lead. Again, it's over 1 minute remaining. It seems like itong Biñan has already reached, or rather itong Rosario reached the foul limit. So I believe it's gonna be 2 freebies for this guy, number 13 of Biñan, that is Joshua Lugma.
Well, not a lot of trips to the free throw line here for Biñan so far. 2 out of 4.
First one is good for Lugma. And the second one will cut it to just a 1-possession lead for Rosario Batangas. Second one on its way. He goes 1 out of 2. Rebound by Laran. And so far, it has been that guy, Laran, leading the charge for Rosario Batangas with 8 points. As that is no good from the William Triste, picked up by Luke Felipe. He is up and running. Felipe running the race, and no good on that shot coming from Luke Felipe. Meanwhile, John Patrick Panelo still won't fall for them. Lara try to save it, but it goes out of bounds. Possession with Rosario Batangas.
Well, Panelo would be a lot better of a playmaker if he develops an offensive game. So far, has been struggling only with 3 points in the game.
Meanwhile, the William Triste against Lara. Triste being pressured by Lara. He's trying to find his teammates, but the ball is still with him. Laran provides the pick. Triste long 2. That's good for him.
That's really just gonna open up the game here for Triste if he can consistently hit that outside jumper.
Meanwhile, Panelo short on that shot. Another try. Lara losing the leather. Siniedo not wasting any time, but will lose the leather in transition to Panelo. Here comes Biñan. Panelo looking to reset the offense, as there's only 13 seconds remaining in our second period. Panelo, it's down to 7 seconds. John Patrick Panelo sends it to the other side. Lara from deep, he won't hit it. And Laran, full court shot. And that won't do it. At least on that shot, but that will do it for our first half. 35 to 29. It's a 6-point gap in favor of the ICC Bluehawks Rosario Batangas. And we shall return for the start of our second period And once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Manny
For our halftime interview, kasama ko ngayon si City Councilor from Biñan. We have Miss Dada Reyes. Good afternoon po, Miss. We would like to ask lang po, going to this game, nakita naman natin, ever since na pag-uusapan ng Biñan, grabe po ang suporta sa sport. So paano po makakatulong yon? Especially na ngayon, meron po tayong team for the 21 Under D-League.
Ayan, syempre, good afternoon po muna sa lahat ng mga nanonood. And nagpapasalamat po tayo kay Senator Manny Pacquiao sa mga ganitong programs. Yung question regarding sa sports, syempre natutuwa kami dito sa local government of Biñan na may mga additional programs tayo regarding sa sports, lalong-lalo na para sa mga kabataan. Kitang-kita naman natin yung pagiging competitive nila. Syempre, in life, magagamit talaga nila yun eh. So, yun, natutuwa kami dahil yung mga kabataan ngayon, mas inspired sila na maging active sa mga ganitong programa, and gusto ko lamang i-congratulate syempre ang mga kabataan dito sa lungsod ng Biñan, lalong-lalo na po sa team ng Tatak Vice Gel o Tatak Gel dito sa Biñan. So yun, congratulations sa mga kabataan. Isa kayong inspirasyon sa inyong mga kapwa youth dito sa Biñan, and lalo pa nating galingan para maging proud din ang ating lokal na pamahalaan sa mga susunod pang games.
Indeed po, grabe yung inspiration na hatid po ng Team Biñan. Meron po ba kayong gustong pasalamatan or batiin po ngayon?
Yan, syempre nagpapasalamat po tayo sa ating mga boss, kala Congresswoman Len Alonte Naguia at kala Mayor Armand de Maguila, at syempre yung aming susunod na magiging mayor, kasi talagang isa sa mga programs na gusto niya yung regarding po sa sports, lalong-lalo na sa kabataan. Vice Mayor Jel Alonte, maraming salamat po, at sa buong City Council na rin po ng Biñan City.
Thank you po, Miss Dada, and good luck po sa team ninyo. More of this exciting basketball action when we return.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Manny
And at the half, it's 35-29. It's a 6-point gap in favor of the ICC Bluehawks Rosario Batangas. So far, they're able to give themselves quite a comfortable lead. But then again, there's still an eternity of basketball to be played. Lalo na, kalaban mo, home court ng Biñan Tatak. So, you don't want to be complacent at all, Coach Noy.
Yeah, that's right. After a very strong start by Biñan, grabbing an early lead against Rosario Batangas, they had a 17-12 advantage in the first quarter, but Rosario able to turn the tables in the second quarter, outscoring Biñan by 11, 23-12, and you can see ICC getting better shots on the floor, 53% against 33% for Biñan Tatak Gel. Rebounding going the way of Biñan, 22-20. While ICC needs to take care of the ball better. They're doing a decent job, 7 turnovers, but Biñan doing a lot better, protecting the basketball only with 5 turnovers so far.
And indeed, ICC Bluehawks Rosario Batangas are doing a good job, but you could always do better. And that will certainly be the goal for both teams as we're just awaiting the start of our second half. So far, it's Nico Lara leading the charge for Biñan with 11 points. On the other side, it's the big guy, Serwin Laran, with 8 points. And then it's Tabuena Triste following him with 7 and 6 respectively. On the other side naman, Alonte Felipe following Lara with 6 points apiece. And there you go, the buzzer sounds. And we shall head into our third period. You know what they say, Coach Noy, the magic happens in the third quarter. Or perhaps it should.
Let's see if that's going to be the case here, but for Biñan, you'd like to see them get to set up Alonte, who hit 2 early threes in the first quarter to set the pace and give them that very strong start, and maybe be able to get Felipe in better scoring positions, use and utilize his speed and ability to handle the basketball better. While on the other side for ICC, it was really when their bench came in, when the second five came in, led by Tabuena, who scored 7 points to be able to spark this comeback, while Laran and Triste and Siniedo just continuing to aggressively attack the rim. And let's see if it's the same story will hold true here in the second half.
Well, it's definitely a lot of all-around performances for both teams. Itong si Luke Felipe, 6 points, 5 boards, 2 dimes. Sa kabila naman, Serwin Laran leading the way with 8 points, but also has 7 boards and 2 dimes. So a little bit of everything for both the leaders of this team. Then again, that's what will make this game more exciting.
Well, both of these teams not really the tallest, but you use the size and the speed advantage that you can get whenever you have the opportunity.
Meanwhile, first possession of the game is with Biñan, but that first attempt is no good. But they're going to be able to draw a foul as Makalintal looking to go to the free throw line for 2.
Well, if you look at the 5, actually the 10 players on the floor, there's really no one who towers over everybody. Parang almost the same height, save for the guards like Siniedo, Triste, and Panelo, but pretty much the same height all around.
I think the tallest already is itong si Luke Felipe, but not really dominating din talaga. So yeah, definitely, both teams lacking the height, pero that's what will make this game more entertaining. They'll make up for it with their hustle.
Well, that's why I'd like to see Biñan to use Felipe more as a wing guy than a big man. Put him in positions where he can attack the defense with his dribble.
Well, that'll definitely be up to Coach Mac Arzola, as again, kanina, lamang sila, hindi siya nakatayo. Ngayon, he means business. Kailangan na niyang tumayo. As of right now, Arthur Alonte sends it to Felipe. Up top 3, he won't hit. And a foul going to be called on Angot. Oh no, it's Siniedo actually.
Got caught holding on to Angot.
Another chance for Biñan. John Patrick Panelo from deep. Rolls out of the rim. Last touch going to be on Felipe. So possession with Rosario Batangas.
Well, it has been a struggle from the field for Panelo. Only 1 out of 7 so far.
Triste, good find to Laran. However, he's unable to convert. That'll be 2 freebies for Serwin Laran. Again, so far has 8 points to his name.
He's gotten most of his points inside the paint, and he knows his limitations. He knows where his strength lies. Just continuing to move without the basketball and make himself available for those drop passes, but unable to hit on that free throw.
And you definitely know he's one of Coach Ogi's most reliable guys, playing almost 34 minutes in their last game, scoring 12, getting 6 boards and 4 dimes. Meanwhile, Biñan brings it down. Angot, no good at that free throw jumper. Mukhang may foul. Actually, merong foul dun, as our officials whistled on that sequence.
And over the back foul there by Angot of that miss.
Alam mo, Coach Noy, very evident yung ability nila to really climb up the ladder. Kaya na si Triste, pinakitaan tayo ng climbing up the ladder sequence. Ito namang si Angot, foul nga lang. But right now, looking forward to more of those moments, as this time it's Felipe fearlessly attacking the rim against Andrew Tabuena.
That time not climbing up the ladder, but more of riding the elevator is Felipe on that play.
Meanwhile, Mark Apepe will find an open spot inside the paint for 2.
And that's a problem when pressuring the basketball, especially with the team as disciplined as the ICC Bluehawks, getting an easy layup on the other end.
Meanwhile, Andrew Tabuena almost got it, but this time it's Felipe. Decided to just lay it in and not slam it home. Nonetheless, it's 2 points.
Too easy right there for Biñan, quickly transitioning from defense to offense.
Meanwhile, that's a whistle from our officials to stop the momentum of this ball game. So a substitution right here as Andrew Tabuena will take a seat right here. Looks like it's Joshua Bolante replacing him. He's headed to the corner. The attack, no good on that, reversed by Siniedo. Still won't fall for Serwin Laran, but that's gonna be another couple of free throws for him.
I'm looking at Coach Oji Kumatay, really very strict with his guards. He used to be a quality point guard playing in college. So, usually when yung personality ng coach, that usually translates to what his system is, how guard, since he is a guard, very guard-oriented ng yung kanyang offense.
Well, perhaps that is the reason why the William Triste and Siniedo is really utilized in this competition. As of right now, Felipe passing it to nobody. To make that now a 7-point gap in favor of Rosario Batangas. Triste has the ball in his hands. Still with the William Triste. The pick from Laran. Triste against Angot. He'll rise up for a shot. It won't go in for him. And here comes John Patrick Panelo. High pickup. But that's a traveling violation called on him.
Trying to plead this case, but the referee not having any of it.
Meanwhile, it's still a 7-point lead under 7 minutes remaining. So William Triste, quick to cross half court, sends it to the other side. Bolante, the ball is in his hands. The pick from Apepe. Bolante, what a find! Good passing on the side of Rosario Batangas, ending up with the Laran 2-pointer.
Well, that should be the advantage of the Bluehawks, the ability to move the basketball and use their chemistry advantage over this Biñan team, which is a mixture of players from different schools.
Good defense coming from Serwin Laran to deny that shot from John Patrick Panelo, and more importantly, to give his squad a possession.
Well, at this point, ICC really looking to just out-execute Biñan here and be able to be very patient on offense.
Meanwhile, that's at least I thought that was going to be another bucket for Serwin Laran, but he fumbled that one. Nonetheless, Felipe on the other side, nowhere to go. Makalintal fading away, no good. And Angot tried to save it, but wait a minute, looks like our referees deciding that ball will stay with Biñan Tatak Gel.
Well, the more Rosario forces Biñan to play in the half court and have to execute against them, really increases their opportunities to make those stops.
For the meantime, let's turn it over to Miss Daphne Cristobal for a report.
Walang kumpiyansa dapat kung lalaroin itong second half ng larong ito. Para kay Assistant Coach Paul De La Cruz, Rosario Batangas needs to give Alonte and Lara a difficult time in making those shots. They have observed how Biñan indulges into fast breaks, transitions, and quick movements. So being in control of the rebounds is how they plan to counter on this. Join Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. And indeed, you know, very impressive opinions coming from Coach Ogie Gomatay. Halatang, you know, he definitely knows a lot about the game of basketball.
But interestingly, it's Biñan still out-rebounding them 28-23. But being able to limit those rebounds and opportunities for Biñan to get out in transition will really help this ICC squad.
Meanwhile, Tria, no defender in sight. And good hustle as well coming from Angot to get that steal.
And right on cue, Biñan scores in transition.
But nonetheless, Rosario Batangas with a lead right here. But looks like that'll be erased by Luke Felipe's hammer.
I thought he had two opportunities earlier. This time, probably able to measure that that height, that elevation needed to go for that two-handed slam.
On the other side, Angot drops it. However, that won't end with a bucket. On the other side, Triste hands it off to Seniedo. Good passing. Unfortunately, itong si Serwin Laran will fumble that shot again.
Well, we're waiting to see that highlight. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a season highlight.
Let's take another look on what exactly happened right here. Luke Felipe climbing up the ladder and throwing down the Thor's hammer and cutting the lead of Rosario Batangas to a much more manageable one. Nature Spring timeout called right here. (44-37), only a 7-point gap. Very manageable on the side of Biñan, but still Rosario Batangas managing this lead. 3:32 remaining in the third. Seniedo finds a Pepe out to William Triste. He fires a three. He won't hit. And that'll go out of bounds. Possession back to Biñan Tatak Gel.
Very important sequence here for Rosario, as you can feel that momentum shift about to go the way of Biñan. A basket here by Biñan would probably switch momentum to the side of the team in white.
Meanwhile, Arthur Alonte from deep. Three-pointers in this game for Arthur Alonte.
And if you need a three-pointer, you go to the guy who is, you know, pretty much playing in his home court, playing in his backyard, Alonte with another three-pointer.
More importantly, it's just a 4-point gap for Rosario Batangas. Meanwhile, the attack, Angot, unable to complete it. Could have been a good follow-up. But nonetheless, 2 freebies coming up for Luke Felipe.
Like how Felipe just suddenly emerges out of nowhere, using that athletic ability, the ability to get up high in the air.
So far, Luke Felipe in this ball game has 12 points, 6 boards, and 2 dimes. As we're seeing on our screens, Coach Mac Arzola, head coach of this 21 and under team.
Well, it's going to be a long afternoon for Coach Mac Arzola. We will be seeing the 18 and 16 and the 14 under squad playing against, I believe, is it Las Piñas?
Yes, against Las Piñas, Isa Botanica Whitening Warriors. So again, that's 3 more games after this one, but stay tuned to the rest of it. Meanwhile, we're approaching the 2-minute mark of our third period. Luistro. Now it's Siniedo. 3 seconds remaining. No good on that shot coming from Ayong, and the rebound by Angot.
An opportunity here to come closer for Biñan and even tie the ball game.
Arthur Alonte has the basketball. To the other side, it's Tria from deep. Unable to hit that shot. It's still a 3-point lead by Rosario Batangas. Suseñedo playing crucial minutes in this ball game. Meanwhile, it's Ayong back to Señedo. They swing it around the arc. They fire from deep. And that won't hit. Big time rebound from Felipe. Here comes Angot attacking. Will lose it. Señedo, good hustle. He gets a hold of the basketball. Ayong has it. Ayong on the break, unable to convert. Señedo though, good presence of mind to wait for the basketball and put it home.
And no one there to box out Siniedo, who has been getting a lot of second chance opportunities for Rosario.
Meanwhile, Felipe fading away, and that's good.
You can see the versatility in the game of Felipe, even having that mid-range jumper on lock.
And who knew he could do things like those? Again, he's just playing, has no choice rather but to play the big man position. Obviously, he can do a little bit of everything. Meanwhile, Rosario Batangas turning the ball over to Biñan.
That time, the mere presence of Felipe forcing that turnover. It's still a 3-point lead for Rosario. Opportunity again for Biñan to come even closer.
Tria has it at the wing against Ayong. Tria sends it inside. Felipe being swarmed by a couple of defenders. He gets it back. What hustle coming from Luke Felipe.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, as Felipe just finding himself in the right place at the right time for that putback.
Meanwhile, 3-point attempt won't fall. And the rebound, at least almost a rebound. But that's going to be fumbled by Sherwin Lara nonetheless. It'll be just a 1-point lead on the side of Rosario Batangas. So still they do have the lead. And that'll be the end of our first 3 quarters, 46-45. And we'll return for the start of the 4th quarter. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
We'd like to thank the following sponsors. Doride, Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of Junior MPBL D-League. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasama. Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines.
It's 46 to 45, only a 1-point gap in favor of Rosario Batangas. And safe to say, possibly we have an entertaining basketball action ahead of us. Right now, first possession of the fourth belonging to the side of Rosario Batangas, and that'll be a block on the side of Biñan for Ayong's three-point attempt. Alonte sends it to the corner. Nico Lara from deep. He won't hit. Rebound by Ayong. The William Triste sends it outside. Ayong from deep. Still won't fall for Rosario Batangas.
Right now, it's a matter of being able to focus as Biñan really back on the comeback trail, down by just 1 point.
Meanwhile, Panelo, the pick from Felipe. This time it's Arthur Alonte. He won't hit. Nokiao, good hustle, but seems to have stepped on the line.
Well, a good offensive rebound, just unable to track where his feet was.
So a chance to extend the lead for Rosario Batangas, perhaps to a more comfortable one. The William Triste against Panelo. Triste rises up for a mid-range jumper. He loves those.
Just making mincemeat of the defense. Triste in the ball game, now with 8 points.
Along with 4 boards and 6 dimes as well. All-around performance for the William Triste. Meanwhile, John Patrick Panelo to Nico Lara. Handing it off to Arthur Alonte. Now it's Panelo. He fires from deep. No foul call. And that's going to be a technical foul called on John Patrick Panelo.
I think they're calling, they already called a warning earlier for faking a foul. But he did get hit on the feet. Although I think the referee's saying that he initiated the contact. He did get hit on the leg on that shot. Although he was flailing like a chicken on the attempt.
It's kind of hard to determine with how, how fast the things were going, or how fast the sequence was going. And then again, you have the luxury of reviewing the plays for that. I mean, you tell me, Coach Noy.
Well, I think he probably got hit, but it was really the exaggeration on the contact that the referees are trying to review right now. And I believe they already had a warning earlier.
It looks like our officials still reviewing on what exactly happened right there, as there's still no final verdict.
Well, sometimes really it's the exaggeration, it's the embellishment that the referees take offense on. Like, let us do our jobs. You don't have to do the extra motion. I mean, he did get hit slightly with his legs, but there's the exaggeration that I think the referees want to warn him on.
Yeah, you could definitely argue. I mean, it was obvious he got hit. Nonetheless, let's wait for the final decision of our officials. So far, it's just a close game. So perhaps these kinds of developments will really, affect the final result. And hopefully it won't be a -1 to the home team, Biñan.
So the referees making sure on this call.
So far, John Patrick Panelo has 3 points and 4 boards, 2 dimes as well to his name. Let's take another look. It's really hard to say if he initiated the contact or was he really hit.
He got hit on the leg on the follow through, but what the referee saw was the exaggeration, and I don't think there was much contact on the shooting arm for them to call the foul.
So again, we're still just waiting. Again, we're just still waiting kung ano ba talaga magiging decision ng ating
Or I
officials.
think they're checking the shot clock if there was still enough time.
So they'll know if they're gonna count that foul or not, perhaps. So we're still, again, our officials still reviewing again what exactly happened. Again, just like what Coach Noy said, yun nga, titignan nila kung pasok pa ba siya shot clock, yung tira niya. Because then again, you know, it's a different story. If it's not, you cannot count that foul. If it is, perhaps there's a chance of counting that foul. So this is gonna be another look. So there's 2 seconds remaining. I think it did not hit the rim in time. So that's gonna be a shot clock violation first and foremost. If I'm not mistaken, I think. Let's see what our officials will say. Because if it's a shot clock violation, Coach, no, I think, you know, Biñan will be spared of a technical foul, which is actually, you know, you'd take a turnover over a technical foul.
Yeah, for sure. And with a close game like this, you know, every point will count and could be enough to swing the momentum on from one side to the other. As currently, it's Rosario still protecting a 3-point lead.
And again, it's John Patrick Panelo has been the point of focus on that sequence. So we're seeing him now on our screens. So right now, it is just a regular, technical foul indeed. So is that definitely that is a technical freebie on the side of ICC. It is the William Triste hitting the free throw for Rosario Batangas. That is good. And he's able to make it a 2-point lead for them. And possession going to be on the side of Rosario Batangas, since again that was a shot clock violation. So here comes Rosario Batangas, the Bluehawks. Luisto provides the screen. On the other side, a 3-point attempt won't go in. That's another whistle, this time called on Rosario Batangas.
I believe the foul will go on Luistro.
So both teams had one foul each, one team foul, as there's almost 2 minutes gone by in our fourth and final period. Panelo, now it's Nico Lara, back to Panelo. Nokiao asking for it, ends up with Felipe, out to Nokiao. Nokiao rises up for a shot, it won't fall for him.
Well contested on that shot, a good stop from Rosario Batangas.
Meanwhile, Triste, no good on that stop and pop attempt. Meanwhile, Bolante drops it inside. That's another whistle from our officials. Looks like Angot will get called for that one.
I'd like to see Rosario to continue to pound that ball inside. That's where their strength has been all game long. 34 points in the paint against 34 Biñan.
So Luistro a chance to make this a 2-possession lead. But first one is no good. Perhaps just a chance to make it a 3-point lead, as we're seeing Coach Ogie Gumatay, head coach of this Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks. 0 out of 2 as Mark Apepe tried to hustle for the basketball, but that is no good for him. Panelo has the basketball right now. Tried to drop it, but perhaps miscommunication on that sequence.
Well, you could see there Felipe with some signs of frustration, not wanting them to turn the ball over at this stage of the game. You want excellence in execution, especially in a close game like this.
Meanwhile, back and forth passing, and good on that mid-range jumper, courtesy of number 26, that's Rianoga.
So that preserves a 4-point advantage for Rosario.
Meanwhile, Panelo rolls out of the rim on that shot. Here comes the William Triste, will lose the leather, but possession going to stay with the blue shirts.
That's a good tip there by Panelo. Otherwise would have been easy 2 points.
Luistro asking for it. Luistro will indeed get it. Hands it off back. And that's good once more, coming from number 26. That is Ryan Rienogo.
That's a big three, extends the lead back up to 7 points.
A much more comfortable cushion for the Bluehawks. Meanwhile, Luistro brings it down. High pass, Triste. Quick to get those 2 points in transition. And more importantly, giving his squad a 9-point lead. Nature Spring timeout called right here by Coach Mac Carzola as Biñan looking to recalibrate things. Another look on that second 3 ball coming from Ryan Rienogo. 9-point lead for ICC Rosario Batangas, and we shall return after this Nature Spring timeout. It's 56-47. It's a 9-point gap in favor of Rosario Batangas, as hopefully the ICC Bluehawks looking to soar into a W in their second game after losing again to Zamboanga Sikat in their last game. Ito namang Biñan looking forward hopefully to their first win in their home court in their first game.
And so far, it has been a 10-2 blast here for ICC. Make that 10-4 here in the fourth quarter.
Quick to respond that time is Biñan. Meanwhile, it's still Rosario Batangas on top with a 7-point lead. That won't go in for Rienogo. And here comes Angot. Good fight to Felipe. And Felipe will miss on that transition lane. Meanwhile, Rienogo sends it to Triste. To William Triste. Fearless drive. However, that's going to be an offensive foul called on Triste.
Legal extension of the off arm for Triste, but needed to ward off to try and create space against the lengthier defender from Biñan.
So for Biñan, another chance to minimize the lead right here. Under 6 minutes remaining. Still plenty of time in this fourth quarter. Tria attacks. Tria, high pass that was intended for Luke Felipe. And it's now with him. However, unable to convert is Biñan. However, a couple of bodies now on the floor, both blue shirts. And it seems to be a foul. Our officials talking about who exactly committed that foul. So it's 11. Tria. So possession going to Rosario Batangas as we're seeing Laran and Triste tripping to the floor. Nonetheless, it's still with them.
Right away to stop transition, a good duty foul there. Now let's see if they can make the stop here.
To William Triste. Now it's Laran. Out to Siniedo. Back to Triste against Panelo. At the corner. Quick fire three. Won't go. On the other side, Triste. Good presence of mind to catch the ball. Meanwhile, Siniedo out to Triste once again. Triste sends it out. Bulante. Nowhere to go. At the corner. Back to Triste. Up top. Inside the key jumper, nothing but the bottom of the hoop for the William Triste.
That's a good read right there by Triste. Seeing that his defender was trailing him, pulled up for that mid-range jumper.
Meanwhile, Panelo unable to answer back with his own mid-range jumper. And Bolante tried to find Laran, but that'll be too strong of a pass.
Right now, Rosario just really need to use a little bit of clock. They have the advantage, a 7-point advantage with about 4 minutes left in the game.
Meanwhile, good defense on the side of ICC. However, that's going to be a basket. And the one, courtesy of Biñan's number 25, Johan Kurt Makalintal. Let's take another look on what happened right here. Pound for pound fitness foul. Counted move again. It's Johan Kurt Makalintal.
First 2 points for Makalintal, but what a great time to get his first 2 points, able to cut the lead down to just 7. Opportunity to come even closer with this free throw.
They will need all the buckets they can get. Bonus free throw on its way for Johan Makalintal. It's good. 3-point play completed. Only a 6-point lead for Rosario Batangas. Bulante finds Seniedo. Back to Bulante. Seniedo asking for it. He gets it. Seniedo being caged. Bulante seems to have gotten fouled by Angot. And that'll be 4th team foul on the side of Biñan.
That's the last foul they can give up. Any more free throws, fouls from the side of Biñan will mean free throws for Rosario.
No good in that 3-point attempt. Laran, good hustle to get the rebound. Seems to have gotten hit in the face. But nonetheless, it'll be a foul called on out. Already 5 fouls on the name of 0-0 out.
Picking up 2 quick fouls here in the past 10 seconds.
And in this ball game, he scored 4 points, tallied 6 rebounds and 3 dimes. So Laran, first freebie is no good. It's still at 6 as we're approaching the 4-minute mark of our 4th period. Second one on its way. And he gets it. 1 out of 2. Made that a 7-point lead for the Bluehawks. Meanwhile, Biñan swinging the ball around the arc. Panelo, 3-point attempt. Unable to hit it. They get it back. Tria, another try. And still won't fall. Seniedo grabs it for the Bluehawks.
Too many rush shots here for Biñan.
Seniedo directing the offense, sends it to Triste. To the corner, they fire from deep. In and out on the shot, Seniedo, a big time rebound, but unable to put it back in. So I believe that's another foul.
That's going to be foul number 4 as a team for Rosario. So both teams will be shooting free throws on any fouls.
So right now bringing the ball down is Tria. So far has 11 points in this ball game. Makalintal at the low post. Attacks inside and muscles his way through.
Where was this option in the first 3 quarters as Makalintal has scored on 2 baskets already here in the 4th.
Meanwhile, Laran against Tria, hands it off. Now it's Triste. Send it to the corner, the drive by Seniedo. That's good for 2 points.
Really just the physicality of these 2 guards for Rosario. Triste and Seniedo just continuing to score inside.
So it's back to a 7-point gap. And we're nearing the 2-minute mark of our 4th quarter, the last 2 minutes. If you're Biñan, you don't want to be facing this big of a lead heading into the crucial minutes. Felipe fading away, and that won't hit. To William Triste, out to Seniedo. Picked up by Arthur Alonte. It's now Laran. Now to Triste, thought about the 3. High pass to Laran, sends it inside. Good find, but unable to finish was Luistro. Here comes Panele on the other side, lays it up and in.
Gets the lead down to just 5 points, and that has been a main source of points here for Biñan getting out in transition.
Last 2 minutes of our ball game. We're officially in the twilight zone. The William Triste from deep. He's unable to hit. Rebound by Nokyao. It's now Arthur Alonte bringing it down for Biñan. Steps on the break, sends it to Nokyao. Thought about the three, sends it inside. Tough shot, won't fall for him. Triste quick to bring it down. Finds the cutting teammate, and that's good for 2 points, courtesy of number 26, Ryan Rionogo. Panelo, not wasting any time. It's back to a 7-point lead. Nokyao lays it up and in, unable to hit it.
Laran already with a double-double. Just doing a yeoman's job on the rebounding end for Rosario.
And Biñan having a hard time right now. Time is not their friend, as it looks like the William Triste getting fouled by John Patrick Panelo.
And he has really been doing everything to William Triste, just continuing to do. Already that's 6 rebounds for him to go with 13 points and 9 assists.
Another double-double watch. This time it's the William Triste. So who knows? 2 players might get double-doubles in this game. As first one is good for the William Triste.
But it has been that duo of Laran and Triste together with Siniedo with some timely hits that has helped them keep this 8-point lead.
And a timeout, Nature Spring timeout called right here by Rosario Batangas. But they're up by a bunch, 9 to be exact. Under a minute remaining in the 4th and final period. Back to the action right here in the Alonte Sports Arena, as we're seeing obviously the fans of the team in the next game, Las Piñas Isa Botanica Whitening Warriors. Naka-t-shirt pa, Coach, no? You can definitely see, it's definitely very evident yung support ng ating fans sa ating mga teams.
Yeah, that's right. And right now, Biñan really last gasp here.
There's still 51 seconds remaining. I mean, it's not the end of the world for Biñan, but you know, they will have to pull off something different and unique right here if they want to escape with a W, or at least start a ball game up.
Well, just about need to pull off actions of miraculous proportions for them to get back into this ball game, and everything will start with these 2 free throws.
Kita natin yung dismaya sa mukha ni Coach Mac Arzola on that first miss by Makalintal. However, he'll go 1 out of 2, but still they're facing an 8-point lead. An 8-point deficit, rather. And right now, Rosario Batangas able to cross half court.
Very
William
smart.
Triste.
Very smart, not looking to shoot anymore.
Meanwhile, still with them. Smart approach. They will miss that one, but still they have managed to burn some clock, so I think it's still a good situation for them.
But unfortunately, on the loose ball, they are called for a foul. So an opportunity again for Biñan to put points on the board with the clock stop.
And there is no smile on Coach Ogie Gumatay. But good thing for them, the free throws of Biñan hasn't been falling.
But again, it's part of the job of the coaches to, to not be satisfied, especially with little lapses like these. Didn't need to foul because you did your job on one end. You wasted a lot of clock, and then you give up a foul and allow the other team to score points with the clock stopped.
He will put that free throw in, Makalintal, but still they're facing now still a big lead. As the William Triste quick to bring it down, that's going to be another foul. Still a 7-point lead right here. Triste will be tested at the free throw line once again, but I think it's no problem for him. Again, so far has 15 points, 6 boards, and 9 dimes.
Well, I thought early in the game it was going to come down to this matchup, Triste versus Panelo, but Triste just completely dominating Panelo in the second half, as Panelo will foul out with 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Triste was actually on a double, even a triple-double watch later in the fourth quarter.
Meanwhile, Biñan still trying to figure out something, but again, time is not their friend as there's only less than 20 seconds remaining. But to make matters worse, a steal by the William Triste and try to dunk the basketball.
Well, everyone has been trying to slam the basketball as early as this morning in the 14 and under division.
Yeah, but I think the only one who succeeded is Luke Felipe a while ago.
A very emphatic one. We still have 3 games that we'll have to catch online, Cho.
Definitely, very jam-packed schedule for the Junior MPBL today in the Alonte Sports Arena. Just like what I've said earlier, the fans of Las Piñas already waiting, donning the Las Piñas gray shirts.
Well, the Junior MPBL has become a family affair for most of the teams here, as you see parents, family, and friends coming to support their sons, their brothers, their grandsons playing here in the Junior MPBL.
Pwede rin coach, boyfriends.
Boyfriends.
But as of right now, safe to say this win belonging to Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks. Our final score 67-58, a 9-point win. Congratulations to Coach Ogie Gumatay and his boys in Rosario Batangas ICC Bluehawks, soaring to their first ever win in this Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL D-League after falling to Zamboanga Sikat in their last game.
Well, just 2 sterling performances for Rosario Batangas. Of course, you've got Laran finishing with a double-double, 14 points, 13 rebounds, but I believe it was really just the will-do attitude of Du William Triste all game long, finishing with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. That was just key for this victory, and the first victory for Rosario Batangas.
I'm sure you'll make no mistake in choosing who our best player of the game is, but right now it's a 14 under in action on our way after this one. It's still between the homeowners Biñan, Tatak, and of course the neighboring Las Piñas Isa Botanica Whitening Warriors. So once again, this is Cho Pangilinan and Coach Noy Africa, and this has been the Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Kabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for pound fitness. Be Liga Ready. Jinky Skin. Empowering women by redefining beauty. Pound Active. For quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl. It's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection. For affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Manny Pacquiao.